Hello. Doo-doo, doo-doo, boo-boo. Awesome. Hi. Hello. So, we really got to fix this chair. Such issues. Don't mind me.
We're live and you're just fixing the chair?
Yeah, well, it's frustrating me. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if you guys make comments, I should be able to see them. Hi, yes, I can. Hello, everyone. So, lunch break here, and we figured we'd jump on, see how everyone's doing. I mean, I feel like it's been a while since we've shown our faces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so thought we'd join. I mean, there are some questions that were put up on, I'll find that in a minute. Oh, look, there's people outside. Oh, civilization.
Going for a walk.
Yes.
It's a nice day out.
It is.
It's been raining, but
Actually, no, it snowed this morning.
yeah, but
It snowed
it
this
rained
morning.
later and it washed the snow away.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. So, I don't know, we're trying to, are the races being canceled out that way? Yes. They just canceled Port Royal for the next 2 weeks, I believe. I'm still waiting to hear from Steelings Grove.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it said 2 weeks.
Wow.
So we're just occupying ourselves best we can.
With fizz sticks.
With fizz sticks, yep. So, I mean, there is some exciting news. If you haven't seen the release from last week of where Mike's going to be heading this year, I mean, do you want to film in on that?
Sure. I'm driving for Adirondack Auto,
Wait,
the 35 team.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim. And we're gonna race at Albany Saratoga on Fridays again. And we added a new sponsor in the Schenectady area with Marcella's Appliances.
I've been doing laundry with the new washer and dryer.
We just bought a new washer and dryer from them, got it
Yes.
hooked up on Sunday,
Great.
so that's really nice. Which we didn't tell them that we moved into this house, so now we have the option to have a washer and dryer. We didn't really have that
For
in
a
our
whole
apartment.
year of staying up here, we had to chug our laundry to George and Julie's, which is the coroner's house, like every week, and
Yeah,
that.
which is very nice of them to let us use their
but
washer and dryer instead of going to a laundromat. But yeah, so it's nice to have it right there in the garage, and
there's more room for activities, and I get chipmunks outside my window, and life is great.
like Michael just said, we're gonna go to Orange County Fair Speedway on Saturdays, and
Super excited for that.
That's exciting. That track is newly updated with a new surface, and the racing's been a lot better. There's some new drivers that are going to be racing there this season. It's all kind of changed.
I think it's gonna be a lot. I mean, I've never been to Milltown just a regular Saturday night, so I don't know what it's like. But I feel like all the new drivers coming in, all the new added stuff, I think it's gonna be a really, really good year.
Yeah, and big support from Tony Monaco Landscaping to help us go there. Their team and crew and everything's gonna help us out, and it's awesome. It's really exciting, and
Good stuff happening. Good vibes for the most part. Awesome.
Yeah, we have quite a few big block engines and cars that will be ready for racing Fridays and Saturdays, as well as the Big Block Super Dirt Series. So we're well ahead of where we were last year. Last year we were just kind of piecing some stuff together. I think this time last year, like, we kind of had enough pieces to build one car and go to Port Royal.
Oh my God!
And
yeah,
we went there, and we
was-
actually did pretty
yeah,
good.
you did.
We were all right, but
That was your free. Yeah. I remember that.
but now we could probably take 3 cars to if they were racing this weekend. So that's
Progress.
a big progress, and we'll have as we get parts in and stuff, we'll complete our brand new car and get that on the track as well. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the shop, so we're updating some of our cars, making them a little better, making them a little faster, making them a little more reliable. We're organizing the trailer
That's a lot.
Took everything out. And my new full-time crew guy, Josh, is reorganizing it all and labeling and making it organized so we can find stuff in there. And
are you on you are on iRacing, aren't you?
Oh, I'm definitely on iRacing. We actually have a simulator.
We really should
We got an old TO Pro car.
Yes.
Simulator with a computer in it, so
you might have seen in the background of some videos
on iRacing, and
we might have to start doing that.
Charlie Huddig has it at his house, so we can race. I can race from the shop. He can race at the house. We can race against each other.
I feel like so with I know this is how I roll here, but with iRacing, I mean, if there's a scheduled race at like 8 o'clock, aren't they only allowed an X amount of people? How do you?
Yes.
Or are there all of us sitting at home with nothing to do?
They just race more events. So say there's going to be 16 cars in a race, and they'll just start. If they add more than that, they just add another race. So everybody that enters isn't all in the same event, unless they do like a competition. Like those are just the nightly races that they do every hour or so. But there is a schedule on there, and then when
don't shake the table, dude.
Yeah, when they do like the professional races,
yes,
the ones you can watch on
I would say
YouTube
as a fan,
and stuff,
you can watch it live.
They have to qualify for them and stuff.
Can you watch it live then?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. They have an announcer. Sometimes they have purses.
This is what it turns into.
Yep. Well, I mean, when you've got this stuff going on, that's about all you can do. So
they're probably killing
I haven't really been on it. I probably went on like last week or something one time, but just for a minute because I felt like
he goes in as under an alias.
No, I don't.
Oh, you
no,
don't?
I go right on under my name.
Do?
So yeah, if you want to friend me on iRacing, go ahead. I'm not on there a ton because I got a lot of work to do on the cars. I try to focus on that.
Priorities.
But it is nice to feel like you're getting your feet wet driving a little bit. So
yeah, good stuff. Okay, if you want to continue on, if you want to go through here, honey, there's questions.
There's more questions?
Yeah, how about it? Whoa. Oh my gosh. You guys are awesome. Okay, so I'm going to look for the ones on Facebook in the meantime. See if you can get anything good.
Hey, from Plattsburgh. That's not far from here.
No.
Hello from Erie, Pennsylvania. You guys can still race over there for some places. Going crazy stuck with Mandee all day. I'm not stuck with Mandee all day. I've been in the shop.
I'm going crazy stuck with Mike.
She's stuck here in the house. While I'm in the shop working on the race cars.
Yeah.
But we came back for lunch so that we could get on here and talk with you guys a little bit. Hope to see you Saturday at Selinsgrove. That would be great. We'll see how the rest of the week goes.
Yeah. Okay, hang on. There were questions on the Facebook. So Danny Buckafosca actually had a really good question for you, Mike. He wants to know if there's any young drivers that you keep an eye on, like that you pay attention more.
Oh boy.
I mean, my opinion is, you probably scroll more than I do. I just don't have the time to really see what's going on at other places. But do you really get to do that?
There's not a ton of
we are.
There's not a ton of time to spend on that. Some that actually reach out to me, I try to take some time and respond because I feel like if there's anything that I can help them with, it's nice as a young driver. You know, when I was first starting out, it's hard. It's a hard sport to get into, and there's a lot of struggles involved to get rolling financially, and then knowing what you're doing with the car and how to drive it and everything. And people just don't know where to start. So I try to offer advice for people that, ask nicely on, DMs or whatever. But I just had a kid the other day that was he was writing a paper on the chemistry in racing. I thought that was really interesting, so I tried to help him out with it. I tried to explain that he's like, well, what kind of things could I have in here? And there's chemistry involved in with the fuels to the combustion chamber for the engine. There's chemistry in oils and all the different properties in those. In the lubricants, the stuff they put in the track to keep the dust down. There's all kinds of chemistry in racing, so I thought that was an interesting topic. I never would have thought of doing that when I was in high school, but try to help them out with that. I do watch, I watch like the slingshots, and I watch the sportsman class and stuff like that for up and coming drivers. There's up and coming drivers in the big block class.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of them.
So obviously, if they're in my own division, I definitely notice what they're doing because I'm racing against them. But I don't know. It's not.
Someone asked me. I always like this question. Someone asked, where is it? Okay, is it beneficial to shrink wrap tires, or does it just serve to keep the trailer clean? Now, hang on.
Okay.
Mandy's gonna answer this. You tell me if I'm somewhat right.
All right, go ahead.
So, keeps the tires clean, keeps the trailers clean, keeps everything clean, but I feel like it helps so the tires don't dry.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Fair enough.
That's all I got.
For me, I think that if you grind the tires today and we don't race for the next 2 weeks,
They'll dry.
then yeah, they're gonna dry out and you're gonna have to grind them again. So if you wrap them up, there's a better chance that you could just unwrap them and run them instead of having to do that process all over again, which is not a fun time.
No.
It's a lot of work, completely unnecessary. We all hate it, but we have to do it.
Do you want to answer that one?
What would you say is the biggest difference between chassis, and why do you choose your specific manufacturer?
I have a sarcastic comment for that, but we'll go.
Feel free. But to me, it's really just about what is comfortable for you as a driver. And I'm very comfortable in the Bicknell chassis that we have in our shop right now. They're all very similar. They have the same options, tall cage seat back. They have the raised nose. So consistency is a huge thing in racing. So I don't want to have, I used to have like one Troyer, one TO, one Bicknell. Sorry, I'm bouncing the camera. And that was good to learn to drive, I think, because I got to try them all.
But ideally long term.
But I think, long term you want something consistent. So I want all my cars in the shop to be the same.
I like that. That was a good answer. Someone wants to know if I can do your makeup.
Makeup?
Yeah.
What makeup?
My makeup. I'm gonna do your makeup. Huh? We can do a cooking show, an ice cream
Listen,
show.
I'm not that bored. There's still a lot of stuff to do around here. If you guys are bored, then come up and help me, because I got stuff to do.
You have to wash your hands before you come in, though. That's mandatory.
You can wear the white jumpsuit and the face shield and the mask if you feel that it's necessary.
Let's see. Have you... Is this our first live? I don't think this is our first live we've done. But however,
We've done them driving down the road before.
Yeah. I think I'd like to do this more. That way we can all communicate more and just do one-on-one. I mean, hey, if we do it during our lunch break, I mean, I know not everyone's home at that time, but I think it would be good and fun. Just trying to scroll through if anyone has more comments.
Mike, do you like a coilover car? Yes.
Good answer, babe. I do get here. If people ask comments, I'll just let it go back to the bottom. I'm sorry. So I do get a lot of people that ask about my editing. I get those messages all the time. Guys, straight as it gets, like, I use my iPhone. It's just, I mean, iPhones are probably more expensive than a lot of cameras these days, but it's super easy and convenient to just whip out your phone and start videotaping things. The GoPros, I think I have 6 and the 7. I don't know. What did you just buy me? I think you bought me the 7.
I think it's a 7 or the 8.
I think it was a 7. It doesn't matter. But I have 2 GoPros now.
You didn't buy the 8?
No, you cheaped out.
Really?
Bro.
That thing wasn't cheap. I probably bought it too early. Should have waited another month.
Yeah, it's fine. And then for the editing, I like to... Here, I'll let you scroll the comments while I'm talking.
Do you scale your car or use a dyno to figure out desired loads?
I was still talking.
Oh, sorry. You thought you wanted me to answer these questions.
No, I wanted
just
you to...
roll it in so fast. I can't
want you to mark down which ones you want to respond to. Thank you, guys. So let me just...
Mark them down. They keep going away. They just slide up and slide up.
So I use Final Cut Pro. People use iMovie. People use the GoPro apps to edit videos. I personally like Final Cut Pro. I put it right on my computer. Boom, boom, boom. Super straightforward, easy, not as expensive as other programs like Premiere Pro. So if you want to edit videos, highly suggest that. And my music, I use Artlist. So it's a website. I think you pay monthly, and you can get all the songs you want. Because other places I've actually bought songs from, I think it's a website, I don't know what it's called, but I had bought songs, used them on my videos, and then next thing you know, I'm getting, like, not fined, but like flags for copyright, because as soon as I stopped my membership with that website, they took the rights back to those videos, those songs. So I was like, well, screw that. So definitely be very careful with that. Okay, honey, answer questions.
See, I think that she likes Final Cut because you started with that, and you've just stayed consistent with it. It's easy for you because you know all the shortcuts.
Oh, yeah. Well, in college I used Premiere Pro, but that's more like really, really in-depth editing. And no offense, but
it's Mike. It's Tuesday. It's not even Wednesday. See, Carrie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. You're missing the questions.
Matt, Hummer
What
Motorsports
up,
Shop
Matt?
says hi.
Hey.
What's up, Hummer Motorsports? Tops up here, bud.
I was gonna say that. Dang you.
We got
modernizing the modified bodies.
What's your feeling about modernizing the modified bodies? I think that would be awesome.
I think we should get down to sprint car size.
I think they are a little bit big. There's a lot of sheet metal that's out there and just gets smashed up, and you got to straighten it and whatever. I really don't know how to answer that. Do you scale your car or use a dyno to figure out desired loads? Well,
do we have that?
We
scale.
I think we do a little both.
Okay.
I do have a shock dyno and a set of scales, so do a little bit of both. I think any information, data that you can collect is helpful in determining how you feel in the race car and what adjustment you should make to make it better.
I didn't answer to one thing you just said. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I think, okay, we'll just answer a few more questions. I mean, scroll. Wow, there's a bunch of you guys. Hello.
Do you prefer J-bar with coils or pan hard? Or had it been more preference with what track you are running at?
Okay, wait, pause. Whoever that is, because your name is like all bumble jumble. It's brilliant because...
It's a lot of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, but it's brilliant because it caught my attention with all the emojis.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Do you remember that question?
Yeah, I think it's track preference, definitely.
Okay.
Certain places, certain things work good. Certain places, they don't. Mm-hmm. And one night you're a hero and the next night you're a zero.
Yes.
With that said setup. All right, Mike, have a question. Have you ran a standard left rear tube and a 2-inch longer left rear tube with a 5-off, and can you notice a wheel load difference?
Speaking German.
Wheel load difference, not really. The only difference is without the 2-inch longer tube, you got a wheel spacer. So there's a 1.5 pound difference there.
You haven't showed him your teacup.
It says Bicknell on it.
Mine just has my name.
Oh, somebody asked if I ever tried a DKM. I have not.
Oh.
I've not had a chance to try a DKM. I, however, have worked with those guys and bought some components and stuff from them. They're excellent with bodies and fabrication, and they have really great customer service. So If I ever get a chance to drive one of their cars, I would love to. But all of our stuff in our shop is Bicknell, and they also have great customer service and great products. So
Customer
it's kind of
service is
a hard decision, you know. I mean, when you have, like in racing, if you have a trailer and you've got a truck and you've got all these parts and you've got, you know, X brand of wheels and X brand chassis, you kind of need to stick with it because it's very expensive to change.
Oh, tremendously expensive.
Yeah.
First off, someone asked how far OCFS is. I think it's like 3.5, but that's not with like a truck and trailer. Maybe 4. With Mike driving, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think you can get there in 3.5.
Okay.
Albany, Saratoga is an hour and a half. And if we stay there,
Slumber party. Whoop whoop.
we would only have to go from Albany to Orange County would only be a couple hours.
I'm scrolling through. Hang on. Yeah, we are going back to Thunder Mountain. There's a
We
race.
are definitely going to the Super Dirt Series race
Yes.
at Thunder Mountain, and then probably the Short Track Super Series race at Thunder Mountain as well.
Am I gonna get a dog? I've been asking.
Let's see, have you ever ran late models, and have you ever soaked tires, and would it even
It
help
help
on
on
dirt?
That's
I have.
a 3-for-1.
I've run. My buddy Brad Messler. He let me run his late model a couple times. I ran Freedom
before me.
Raceway Park and another track in Pennsylvania, McKean County Raceway, and I didn't finish either race. We had failures one time. The control arm broke, and the other time we had an electrical issue with the ignition. But the car was interesting to drive. I think that our modifiers are kind of headed in that direction. They drive a lot more like late models than they used to. And soaking tires, no, I don't think that it helps. I don't know. I've seen people do it indoors.
Oh yeah.
Don't know
That
if it
stuff
really helps them either. New tires are good. And having the correct compound and siping it correctly and grinding it, I think all that stuff is important. But I think what a lot of people have found with soaking is that it's too inconsistent. If you like, you could get it right, but then how do you get that consistent and make it the same every time? You're better off leaving it up to the tire manufacturer to make that tire the same every time.
It is so screwy that you spend like $180 on a tire and all we do is rip it apart.
Yeah, I mean, now we do, but there's...
Yeah, that's true.
But like with a sprint car, you just buy the tire and put it on and you might groove it. Like they just work because the compound is open more. Certainly with like the 360 sprint cars, there's a lot more limitations. You're only on kind of like certain compounds, but I think with open compound, the tires kind of work better because you just pick the softer compound. Okay. Where when you're stuck with a hard compound, you have to do all this stuff to make the tire work.
Yes.
And that's that's often why people think, oh, that guy is winning, he must be soaking his tires.
Makes sense.
So.
Hey, I want to ask you guys a question because we ran out of, you can prove, Michael.
Sure.
We ran out of our Netflix episode. So I'm going to ask you a question and tell me what we should watch next, please. Help.
Yeah. We're not serial killers, but we really liked Dexter. That was an awesome series.
What was
she
it?
watched it twice.
Yeah, this is my second time. It's so good.
But that just like had us on the edge of our seats the whole series. And now it's like everything just looks boring.
I know. And we tried, there's another series that he just, the Dexter guy, I don't know his name, is in, and we saw it and we're like, oh, let's just continue watching. And he had like an English accent. We're like, we can't do this. Okay.
Not the same.
Someone said Ozark. Lock and Key.
I heard Ozark was good.
Lock and Key. I think that was like the second person that commented that. Walking Dead. It kind of feels like real life. That sounds sketchy. Shameless. We haven't. I'm liking these.
I love Shameless. Shameless is probably my favorite series. But you have to have Showtime or Cinemax to watch the latest series. We only have Netflix, so we can't. We chill. Like we don't even get. We're behind a whole season or two.
So do not tell us. Stranger Things. We did that. That was good. What is Ray Donovan? Someone keeps commenting that. I like how we're just getting in closer and closer.
Yeah, it's hard to read the little
Yes.
text.
Ozark. Psych. On my block. I'm trusting you. Creative Mind says Ozark. I hope you're mentally taking these notes down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mike, why do you grind tires? Because the tires that we get are way too hard, and they kind of have like a hard skin on the top. And if you grind them, they seem to open up and act softer. If we were allowed to run softer tires, then you wouldn't have to grind them.
Mike liked Breaking Bad. That wasn't me. That wasn't my type. You guys are awesome.
Lucifer. Have you ever thought about racing a UMP modified? Not really, because I like the Northeast modifieds a little better than that class, but I think that it's not really in our area. I think if I lived in the Midwest, where it's a huge hub of racing there for UMP modifieds, or IMCA or whatever, I think it would be more of interest to me. But here where we are, the big block modified is a big deal. So.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of frustrates me is like our modified world, our dirt car modifieds up here, like for us it seems like we're big, but we're in like such a small little niche up here in the Northeast, whereas the UMPs are across the country.
They're national.
Yeah. So that stings.
I would like to see the big block
expand.
modifieds go more nationally and go to more tracks.
I want to go to Indiana.
Which they have.
That's
I mean,
a good idea.
they went to All Tech this year down in Florida, so that was a new venture, and it seemed successful.
We're totally getting spam comments right now. This is great. Something all about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, this and that. All right.
Someone asked about Jenny. I think we should. Are we gonna have a video, Michael, up on Thursday to show them of Jenny?
You know what? I actually got the bobbins today or yesterday for our Stop Tech brakes.
Ooh, so we can put
So we
brakes
could
on?
do a little
Brake
install video on the brakes now that I have all of the equipment to put them on. So
Looks like I'm going to the shop.
and we're not going to be racing at Port Royal, so there's a little less pressure to worry about that, and I could work on the new car a little bit. So
Sweet. Okay.
I think we could do a brake installation and show you guys a little bit about the Stop Tech brakes. They're really nice. Probably the best, no, definitely the best brakes that I've ever had, and they don't seem to drag. Like when you release the pedal and you spin the hub, it just spins.
Oh yeah, you love that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if the pads are dragging on the rotor all the time, then you're wearing them out and you're just slowing yourself down. So that's no good.
No. Cool. All right. So, thank you, everyone. I figured, unless you see something that pops up, Mike, we'll get a video up. And if you think I might leave this video up. Ooh, Schitt's Creek. I think I've heard about that one.
Julie recommended that one.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, she said it's funny.
Funny's good. If you want us to go live more often, comment, let me know, and maybe we'll make it a weekly thing. We can hang out. Oh my God, now all the comments are coming back.
Yeah, I think do they go around in a circle?
No, they don't
Some
go
of
in a
them are the
circle.
same. Are you guys just commenting?
No, because
the
look,
same
it
thing
shows,
twice?
It shows the times. It
Oh.
shows the times that they're doing all this. Holy smokes, guys, you're killing it. You're killing it. This is
they're
great.
repeating the comments.
So, basically, we'll just leave it at this. Otherwise, we're just gonna be here all day. So we love you. Thank you for your support. I know we try to stay politically correct out of everything, but be safe out there. Wash your hands.
I know there's not a lot of sporting events going on right now. Pick up a book. I think you can see.
Can you see? Can you see?
You got
our
a couple
books?
books back there. We've been doing a lot of reading.
Yes. A lot of personal growth, a lot of reading, and it's been great. So find some fun stuff to do out there in the meantime.
I like to lock myself in the shop and just wrench all day. It's
Okay, you can do that.
another good alternative.
All right, guys. So have fun, stay safe, and we'll talk to you all again soon. I'm not really sure how I end this, but here we go.